Hi guys. So I just spent almost 5 hours working on my SE challenge. So the rest of the night, which now is 10 o'clock, I'm just gonna allow myself to enjoy it. This is my Friday and I want to learn piano some more. But I decided that maybe I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing the basic. So I'm gonna get a little bit more understanding of that, and then I think I need more reps, more exercise. And originally, I was thinking I'm just gonna go play simply piano some more and just go over the lessons again and again until I get familiar and have my body slowly, I don't know, get used to that. What I noticed was that I'm just slowly reacting. Like I'm looking at the note, and I see it, and then my mind's like, oh, this note. Then I'm pressing the key, and sometimes, like if it's slow, then it's okay. I'm still trying to memorize it. I still have a hard time for some reason, and I feel like I might be missing the basic of the concept. So back then, before I even got the piano for the kids, this was mainly for the kids, and I was just thinking this was like I bought it during Christmas. It was like a Christmas gift, and I said, "Hey, I've been for a long time." It was slightly there in the back of my mind, like if I were to play an instrument, I would play piano. So that was back of my mind, but I never really bought it because it's a big thing. And then like I forgot what happened, why I just decided let's get the kids piano because their grandma plays piano, and their auntie plays piano. Not to that extent, but mainly their grandma. They used to live with their grandma, so they had a little bit of lessons from her back then. And I didn't really want to lose that from them, like the musical side of them, of yeah, the musical side of their family. So that was one reason why. And then I just thought, oh, you know what? If I get it, I also get a chance to play it as well. So that's and then at the time when I was doing some research on like what piano to buy, and we don't have a lot of space, so we can't really get those grand piano, or I don't really know all the terms for those stuff. The big one, whatever the difference is. And so I got the keyboard, and I got the Yamaha, whatever the number is. So I also found out about this the Superhuman or some what's it called? Superhuman, yeah, Superhuman. And at that time, I had originally I here I'll show you what I did. Let's see when I downloaded this. At that time, November, right before Christmas, November 26th, when I was like doing research, and I even found this thing here where if you know this cheat sheet of the chords, then you can play like majority of the song. But even at the time, I didn't understand. And then when I got the piano, we put it like a few months ago. Of course, I just didn't have a chance to really play. I just never really put myself in that in to play. And but then when I print this out, I'm like, where is I don't even understand. So yeah, like this doesn't help me unless I kind of know more of the basic. So that's why I started playing simply piano. And not just that, but I got I think it was this one. I got this, and I was like, oh, this is cool, but I don't understand it still. Like when I look at this, like understanding the drills and exercising your fingers, and now it makes sense. And my fingers are so stiff. It makes sense, but then yesterday I was gonna print this out, and then I looked through it. It's like, wait, I don't really get it. Is there like videos that's gonna show? And at the time, also, I didn't get a lot of stuff done for my Etsy challenge, so I was also feeling like this anxiety. It's like, wait, why am I looking at this? But today, now that I spent 5 hours on it already, I'm gonna allow myself just a little bit of a break. Tomorrow, I'll work on it some more, and I don't want to burn myself out as well, and I'm trying to find ways to avoid that. So here I am, also because I've gained 3 levels basically, and I'm gonna allow myself to just enjoy it a little bit, and I'm gonna use it on this. So here we have, I got this, and then somehow at the time, I think he had a course, and I didn't want to pay for it. And then I just did some more research the other yesterday, yeah, yesterday too, and I found his website, but this time it was, I think he changed it up, and he's giving free, or maybe I didn't know about it, but he's giving some free information. So I just went over this, and I thought, you know what, let me share this on my YouTube as well. You know, just everything that I'm doing is live, meaning I'm doing as is. I'm not in the background. Like if you guys don't see this on YouTube, that means I'm not really working on it. Except a little bit. I did spend like maybe 5-10 minutes earlier before I decided to post this. Turn on my unlisted live because yeah, because I just thought maybe whoever out there may want to learn piano. I'm gonna do this as is and see how much you can really learn. But then again, I know it's different for everybody. But I figure it's fun to share, and I don't know if you guys know about this, and I actually don't even know if it's a good course, but there is testimonials. He has. I did check already on his course. There is like the week membership, or you can do a monthly membership or a full time, not full time, a lifetime membership, which is kind of expensive. Wait, I forgot how much it was, but let me calculate it real quick just to see. And I'm wasting time, but I just want to check it real quick. Where did it go? I saw the where was it? Let me just click on something real quick. Okay, it was. It doesn't really matter. I just want to do some calculation real quick. Okay. Yeah, where the heck is it? So he seems to be a bunch of courses. There's like the simple piano. There's like technique mastery, project captivate, supercharged course, like the ones where you want to learn really fast, music theory, all this type of stuff. And when I clicked on it, where is it? Just click on. I just want to. I don't remember it being. This was at the time. This is what I saw, and I was like $1,000. That's crazy. But I saw something earlier where it was like a monthly. So I got some of these things here for free. I guess that's what they do. You get free stuff. No, that wasn't it. No, wasting time. I swear. Oh yeah, I wanted to do the technique mastery because I think this is more like the basic maybe. And oh yeah, so actually I have to decide, but I'm gonna go over all his free stuff first. Lifetime. If I'm talking about this, 600 divided by 12. So oh yeah, if he said basically if you're gonna do this for more than a year, you might as well just get the lifetime access. I don't know. I don't know if it's really necessary or not, because like why would it be necessary? All this printouts, exercise videos. Okay, I kind of get it. But yeah, there's seems to be a lot, and at this moment I don't really know what I really want. So I went here earlier to the beginner lessons overview, and he went over some things which makes sense, like your mind and physical part, which would be like the reps and working on it and all this other stuff. I just went over this. Then I went to this one. Then I decided, okay, let me go and turn on the YouTube live. So the names of the note. Okay, yesterday it's not simply piano's fault, the app. I did not pay attention. So the app does teach me like the names of the notes. So basically I figured out that E is the middle finger, right? And so we always start with C. So C and D was the thumb and the, what do you call this? Index finger. So it's my fault. I don't want to blame on Simply Piano. I said, like, I don't feel like I'm learning, but they did teach me. It's just some things I don't pay attention. So that's my fault. But okay, the names of the note. But I don't recall, and maybe I'm just a bad student because I don't understand like the little sections. Like, what's the difference? You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm talking about this here. The section of like what this is. I know there's something about starting from C to B. So it's always like that, like 2 and 3, and I don't get it. Like I don't fully understand it. So I'm gonna start there. If you're a beginner, this is square one for music theory, learning the note names. Watch the video, but more importantly, do the exercise. Okay, so I need to watch this video real quick.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
5 minute. Okay, these are straight directly from the music theory mastery. Okay, I think basically if I go over his course, his beginner course, I'm gonna find out exactly what I want to do with if I really want to get the premium course or not. So let me watch this real quick, but I have to turn off my audio myself.
And welcome to the first theory lesson, and this is going to talk about the names of the notes on the keyboard. Now, some of you guys, you might already know this, and this might be super simple. If so, you can just skip ahead to the next lessons on theory, but I wanted to make this a theory course all the way from the beginning. So literally, if you've never played piano before, you can learn right from the beginning everything. So I'm going to teach you the easiest way to memorize the notes. All right, so first we're just going to talk about the basics of how this piano and how this keyboard is laid out. So you'll notice there's groups of 2 black notes, then 3 black notes, then 2 black notes, then 3 black notes, and that extends all the way up and down the keyboard. And this is kind of how we find each note and how we find where the notes are. So for example, if you take a group of 3 notes and you take the second note and the third note of the group, and you go in the note in between those 2, that's called an A. So your A is in between the second and the third note of the 3 black notes. Now, if this is an A, then a B is simply the next note. And this note is a C, D, E, F, G, and now this note is an A again. And if you notice, there's 3 black notes, and in between the second and the third black note is an A. Just like between this second and third black note, this note is an A. So the note names only go up to G, and then they repeat. So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it repeats A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on all the way up and down the keyboard. So there's really only 7 different note names, and there's sharps and flats, but we'll get into that later. Now, the easiest way to memorize the note names when you first get started, there's a little acronym that helps you learn them way faster, and it's really easy to remember. So what you want to start, think of the 2 black notes, right? This is a doghouse. And the 3 black notes, this is grandma's house. And I know this sounds weird that I'm talking about the notes as houses, but just bear with me, it'll make it easier to memorize these. So in the doghouse, obviously there's gonna be a dog. So here's the dog. And this is the note D. So D stands for dog. So this is how we're memorizing them. And outside the doghouse, there's a cat. And this is the note C. And on the other side of the doghouse, there's an elephant. So here's the note E. So if you can remember, there's a doghouse, a cat, a dog, and an elephant. You have C, D, E all memorized. Now, in grandma's house, that's these 3 black notes, there's the front door, so front is F. Then you walk in the front door and you see grandma, because it's grandma's house, obviously. So this is G for grandma. And then grandma said, hey, I made apple pie, because, I mean, grandmas always make apple pie. I know my grandma makes some of the best pies out there. So the next note after G is A for apple pie. And then, of course, there's the back door. So if you can remember front door, grandma, apple pie, and back door, you've memorized F, G, A, B. And then if you remember cat, dog, elephant, now you have all the note names memorized. Now, I want to say, although this is a great way to memorize them, and I know it's a little cheesy and a little, you probably feel like you're in kindergarten when I'm talking about this stuff, But I think sometimes it just helps to break it down into a super simple way of learning them. But I will tell you that even though this is a great way to learn them at first, eventually you will have to get to the point where you're not thinking through these acronyms and you just immediately, you say D and that's a D. And you just have it straight memorized because, if you're learning a song and there's like 5 notes in a row quickly in the melody line, you don't have time to go, okay, this is grandma's house, so front door, grandma, apple pie, A. You have to just know A is here and you'll get there. And the fastest way to get there is to go through the exercises. And I've laid out a couple exercises in the videos down below. So make sure you don't just learn the theory, but go on, do the exercises and do the quizzes. And this is really something you can do. These exercises you can do all the time. You can wake up, 2 minutes before you brush your teeth, boom, do a couple piano exercises, a couple sets of flashcards, or there's an online training that I have too. And, then you get home from, work or school or whatever you're doing. Boom, you do another 2 minutes. Maybe you're watching TV in between commercials. You do another 2 minutes and you'll have these note names learned in no time. But this is really the first step, is getting these note names down and getting them solid. All right, that's all I got for you guys for this lesson. Make sure you go into the exercises and the quiz, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Peace out.
That was actually a very good lesson. Easy to remember. I think you need to do some tests though. Like what you said. Okay, I understand that now. So now let's go to the exercise here.
All right, guys, welcome to the first exercise on note names. And I'm going to show you a fast, quick, and easy way to learn the note names. What you want to do is make flashcards. And I know if you guys have studied anything in school, you'll know flashcards is a very, very, very fast and efficient way to learn and memorize things. So what you want to do is make flashcards with all the note names. So this is E, A, I got them all mixed up. F. So remember, it's A through G, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you can either make flashcards like this, or I have a PDF that you can just download, print off, and cut up. Me personally, I like having actual flashcards. For some reason, they just, they feel good in my hands. They're bigger. I drew Sharpie on them. So you might want to make actual flashcards, but if not, you can always just print off the PDF and do it that way. So how this drill works is it's trying to get you to learn the note names and quickly find the note, as opposed to, seeing a note and then kind of thinking about it for a while and then eventually getting to the note. You want to get this, fast. And that's super important. So what you do is you put your flashcards, you would actually put them up on your stand like this, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to put them here so you guys can see them. And all you do, you mix them up. And then, so the first one is E. So the first round, you want to find every E on the piano. So you start at the bottom, and you guys aren't going to be able to see the bottom and the top because the camera doesn't extend out far enough. But you find and play every E. So here's an E, here's an E, here's an E, 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 E. So obviously I can do that pretty fast because I know where the E is. You might have to think at the start, okay, doghouse, and find the elephant. But what this gets you used to doing is recognizing what an E looks like and just instantly being able to do it. So you do it all the way up the keyboard, then you go on to the next flashcard, A, and quick, as fast as you can, find all the A's on the keyboard. And then you flip over the next card, F. Now you find all the F's. You get the idea. So basically what you want to do is that's the first couple, or the first round, you do that. And then the next round, you just find, one A. So I'd have A, I just, as quick as I can, A, boom, rapid fire, E, F, D. And you can do it that way. And that way, the first round, you're really drilling in kind of the visualization of what the note looks like everywhere on the keyboard. And then the second round is just like rapid fire. And then you go back to the first round, which is finding every note on the keyboard again. And then you do the rapid fire round. And you just kind of alternate between these two rounds. Another good thing you can try, if you're still having trouble with this, is don't use all the flashcards at the same time, right? So pick maybe 3 or 4 and take the other 3 and just put them off to the side. And just do 4 at a time. So then you really drill in those 4 notes really well. And then after you're done with those, pick up the other ones, learn them. And then maybe you move on to 5 flashcards at a time, and then 6, and then 7. And that can be another way to kind of drill them in faster and learn them more in chunks. But try them both ways. See which one works better for you. And, this is a drill that really takes 2 minutes to do. I mean, you can do it as long as you want, obviously, but this is something that's great for, like, you're watching TV, there's a commercial, quick, you do 2 rounds of your notes, or you're waiting to go, you're going to work soon or you're going to school soon, but you have like a little 5-minute window before you have to leave. Quick, boom, 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 do some flashcards. And it's a great way to like quickly drill it into your system. All right, so that's all for that exercise. There's going to be another exercise that you can try out too, and I'll have the video for that down below. And that's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you in the next lesson, and peace out.
Very cool. That is actually very useful. That makes sense. Learning the letters, not the numbers. And I like what he said about dog house and grandma house. I think that makes sense. It makes me feel like I can do this. Okay, so I got the flashcards already. While I was listening, I was like, I'll make little flashcards with some scratch paper. A is apple. So grandma, like I know that grandma is right here. So this is apple, right? Apple, and then this is the back door. And then this is dog, and this is the cat, and that's the elephant, and that's the front, and that's grandma, that's apple, and that's elephant. I mean not elephant, back door. Okay, I got this. That makes so much sense. Okay, so what's after that? So let's see how long is this?
Hey, hi.
5 minutes. Okay.
How you guys doing? And welcome to another video piano lesson. Today I'm going to teach you guys about this cool little website I discovered in college. It's called musictheory.net, and it has some really great exercises to help you drill in your theory even more. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer and first say that whenever I teach you any of these kind of computer exercises, these are never going to be as good as actually sitting down at the piano and doing an exercise there. These are meant to be supplementary exercises, and I see a lot of people, once they learn these cool little websites and cool little apps and stuff, and instead of practicing, they go sit at their computer and they do computer drills, when in the grand scheme of things, the best thing you can do is sit down at the piano and practice. But this is just a cool supplementary exercise. It's meant to be supplementary. It's meant to be an extra thing you do to kind of drill it into your brain a different way. All right, so I'll have a link to this website right below this video, and it's called musictheory.net/exercises. If you go to musictheory.net, all you got to do is click this little exercises tab. Up here, and it'll bring you right to this page. Now, for this lesson, we're going to be using a certain exercise called keyboard note identification. So you click on that, and it brings you to a screen that looks like this. And it's a real cool little layout where it has the keyboard, it has all the note names. And basically what you do is you click on the note name that corresponds to the note that's highlighted on the screen. So as you can see already, it's gonna be a cool little way to just rapid fire drill stuff in. Now what we wanna do, because as of now, we haven't gone over sharps and flats. So you wanna go up to this little section up here, which is the setting tab, and you wanna go to keys and uncheck all the sharps and the flats. So here's your sharps, these are the normal notes, and here's your flats. And that'll leave you with just the white keys, which is the keys that we've been working on in the first lesson. So now as you can see, it's only the white keys. And now you can go through and rapid fire try to learn these notes. So real quick, I'm going here. Here's grandma's house, front door grandma, apple pie, that's an A. This one, back door, that's gonna be a B. This one, here's a dog house, here's a dog, here's an elephant, that's gonna be an E. And as you can see, you can really, rapid fire go through these. If you get one wrong, for example, this is a D. Let's say I get it wrong and I click an E. It'll turn red, so you can quickly see, oh, I got that one wrong. What is it now? And then, oh yeah, that's a D, duh. So then I go to D and it'll get it right. What you can also do is if you get one wrong, this is an F. So let's say I thought it was a C, click C, it's wrong. Let's say I just have no idea, I don't know what it is. I can hit reveal answer and it's gonna show me the correct answer. So it's a super helpful way to kind of, bring in your perspective from a different way and just rapid fire, really quickly drill these in. Another thing I really like about it is what's called challenge mode. And you go up to the settings and you go back and you can go into challenge mode. I just love this attitude because it's a challenge. It gets you in the attitude of, how good can I get my note recognition in a short amount of time. So you set your time limit. And personally, I like setting it to just 1 minute. So it's really rapid fire. It's short term. And you can just try to see how many notes you can get within a minute. So now you go back and it's gonna say start challenge down here. And what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a little countdown timer up here and you're gonna see how many notes you can get in a minute. So I can hit start challenge and boom, you can see the clock starting to count down. So I gotta hurry, and this is an A and it's just rapid fire. That's a C. That's a D. And what's really cool about this is you can set goals for yourself and you can really see the progress. So maybe the first day, maybe you can get, 5 or 6 within the minute. And maybe the next day you're hitting 8 or 9. And maybe after a week of doing this, you're getting like 20 to 30 in a minute. And that's when you really know, okay, I got these notes drilled in. I can move on kind of to the next exercises and the next part of the theory course. So this is a cool little way, and to me it's just motivating to go into challenge mode and see how many I can get in this short time. All right, so that's how you use this website. I want to say again, I know I said at the beginning, but please don't fall into the trap of not practicing because you're busy doing your computer exercises. This should be something that's extra, something if you have 5 extra minutes at work and you're at your computer and you can quickly drill in some notes, or maybe you're at school, you're in the library, and you have a couple extra minutes before class, you can quick go to this website and drill in some note names, but this shouldn't be the bulk of your practicing. This should be a supplement, an extra thing you do. All right, so I hope this little website and these exercises help you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Peace out and happy practicing.
All right, very cool. I think this is good enough. What's this? Oh yeah. Now it kind of understand. Earlier I kind of went through this. I think I did, or I was looking at all his PDF files to see what's good to print out. But now watching the video, it makes more sense. Names of the notes. Let me see. Oh. Okay. Name of the note. I should print this one out so I can have it on the table. That's the cat, and the dog, and the elephant in front, grandma, apple, back door, and the cat. Oh yeah, I'm gonna print this out real quick. Quickly start printing out. Just to have. Because I'm not always on my out there. I could do like a quick drill here. I use this one. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to waste paper. No. That's okay. Is it working? The power's off? Oh. I think my printer was messed up from the other day and I didn't get a chance to fix it. This is my sublimation printer. That's weird. I don't have time to fix it right now. Though I should, if I want to do sublimations anytime soon. Oh. It's on. There you go. Let's see. You probably need some. Also, probably need some like okay. Print. My document. Here it is. Okay, it's gonna load. Just takes time sometimes. Okay, next. While I wait for that. Okay, let's test. Yeah, let's do this real quick. Here's the quiz on the notes. Remember the doghouse, grandma's house. Yep. Okay, remember, don't cheat. Why? The new firmware, updated firmware. Okay. Might as well fix this today too. No. Something's wrong. Okay, remember this? Yes, these they are simply testing your knowledge. If you get some wrong, figure out why you got them wrong. Okay, click here. Okay. What note is this one? Okay, so this is grandma's house. So this is the front, and then this is grandma. What house note is this? This is. This is also grandma, right? It's grandma too. Don't confuse me. What note is this? This is the back. And this one is apple. Because this is front grandma apple, right? And then this one. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, it's working. one is the elephant. And then this one is the cat. And that one is apple. And then that one is the no, I'm confused. Elephant. That's the cat. That's the dog. And then this one is the front. C, D, E, F. Yeah. That's the dog. And then this one is elephant. E. I gotta start saying dog. Submit. Should be 100, right? Yay! I did it. I understand it. Okay. Next. Time to take. I should print off the PDF and put it right in front of you. There it is. I got it. Awesome. So I got this. I'm gonna use it when I'm here. Plus, I think tomorrow I'm gonna spend a little bit of time to clean up my mess though. I told Phil today, I said that I should always give myself 10-15 minutes per day just to clean up one little area of the house. It's just like, it's been a mess, especially right here. You can see it, this mess I have right here. Okay, right back here. Okay, print out this PDF and put it right in front of your practice schedule, where you want to This was not, he made it so simple. Okay. This is a great one for music, the note on the building block. Okay, what you know? Become a music theory genius. If you want the entire package of the music theory, copy paste straight from music theory mastery class. Okay, now I want to look through his where's his book? I wanted to see his course in more details. That music theory mastery. Ah, okay, that's this one. From no knowledge music theory. Complex. Just curious about this cost. I think that's the one that I saw. So they're different. I want to know which one should I be getting. Just curious. The price wise, that's the one I was looking at. And this give you as to every single. Oh, this was the one that was like $1,000. I mean, how much does it cost to? Oh, $2,000? No, I'm not gonna get it, but I'm just curious. Dude, dominating any right hand, left hand coordination issues? I'm not there yet. This question will play by ear from scratch. Wow. Able to learn the songs in 10 minutes or less by ear? Really? Cool. Very nice claims he got. Very confident with his what he's able to teach. Anyway, where are we at now? Okay, I'm here. So I'll take you all the way from beginner to advanced. Michigan, please don't play by ear. I'm on your stereos for right now. It's free. Okay. Oh, and I'm still within the first 7 days of taking this course. We're gonna get the 10% off discount. Go to the bonus page and get your discount. Let me see that. Oh, okay. Basically, everything is. I knew it was $1,000. I mean, you know, all this stuff. Like, I've been doing research on online stuff. Yeah. I mean, what am I trying to say? Anyway, forget it. Oh, okay, here it is. If you wanted to learn everything I'll suggest Going through the course in the order above. Oh, okay. So this is what I need to learn first, and then that one, and the rest. Okay. This answered my question. And curious on the cost for fun. Whoa, $500. This is the one with the monthly. No, this is just one-time payment. They don't have Oh, actually, so it's 250. Okay. I kind of like this. I like to save this as the order. So I'll save this. Sure. I'll leave it right there. Anyway, we're done with that. Now we're gonna go to the names of the notes. Hands together coordination. Over the course of teaching through video lessons, I've gotten thousands of emails. Number one problem people have is getting their right hand. Yes, yes, this is my problem. Let me see. This is my problem right now. Just got a text. What? What's he saying? Over the course of teaching through video lessons, I've gone thousands. Oh, okay. The number one problem people have is getting the right method. Yeah, I understand problem. But after a lot of shit, I found it to be it's a 4-step process. It works like a charm. Okay, I need to know this too. Just promise me you'll watch this video and follow all the steps. Maybe even one could leave me confused and frustrated. Okay. First thing before you start the video, download the hands. Okay, let me see this. Oh my goodness, what is this? See, I don't understand this at all. But I do need to know this. But let me watch it first real quick.
What up, my?
This is 12 minutes. See, the problem I have right now is I understand the letters, the names of the notes, but that doesn't help me with the key, with the, no, what's this called again? The notes on the music sheet. Like, how would I know what this is? I mean, this is obviously 1, 3, and 5. This is 1, 3, and 5, right? Or because this is the middle finger, the E. This is the E. And this is a C. Okay, now I'm confused. Because the music, it's like this. The notes are like this, not like letters. So okay, I know this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, no 2. And the only reason why I know is because I know that's the problem. I know 1, I know 3. How do I memorize this? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. And down here, I don't remember. That was so fast. When Simply Piano taught me this part, it was so fast that I need more practice. Okay, this is 12 minutes. So I don't know if I want to watch it. I'll watch it. Let's see.
My piano friends, I'm Zach Evans, and today I want to talk about how to solve left-hand, right-hand coordination issues on piano and just get this area of your technique taken care of. Now, this is one of the biggest struggles beginners have on piano. And I want to say that because a lot of people think that it's just a problem they're having, and maybe their brain doesn't work that way, and, oh, I just don't have good coordination skills. This is 100% not true. Nobody starts off with good coordination skills. It's always hard at the beginning for everybody. But don't worry, we're going to take you through a systematic process, a 3-step, which now has evolved to a 4-step process for getting hands together coordination for any song. So first we're going to start out with these exercises. And if you scroll down on the page, you'll see 4 different exercises. They have both a video and sheet music. So if you can read sheet music, you can just read the sheet music off the page. If not, no big deal. Just click the play button and you can literally see a top-down view of me actually playing these exercises. Now, these are meant for beginners. So if these look way too easy for you and you think you're more advanced in this, simply scroll below the exercises and I'm going to show you how to put hands together coordination into an actual song that's a little more challenging, a little more difficult. All right, so let's get started. So first, I'm going to show you guys exercise 2.1. It's a second example down. The reason I want to demo on this exercise is because it has a melody line, which is a little different than exercise 1.1 or 1.2, which doesn't have any melody. So I'm going to demo on exercise 2.1. All right, so when we sit down and play hands together, step 1, and this seems very obvious maybe, but it's something a lot of people don't do. And it's you want to have hands separate, rock solid. Now, there's a difference between hands separate learned and hands separate rock solid. And the biggest mistake by far that people make, and before we get onto the cool advanced strategies, the biggest mistake is people simply don't have hands separate rock solid. Now, when I say rock solid, I mean with a metronome rock solid. Because what happens oftentimes is, let's say we're trying to play this rock solid at 46 beats per minute. And I'm just going to play the right hand, just the right hand. So it goes like this. Now, the problem people have is oftentimes they can play it, but it's not rock solid and it'll sound more like this. It'll sound more like this. See how that's sloppy? Now, the problem is, a lot of people, they get hands separate and they think, oh, I learned it, it's good, but it's sloppy, so all the notes are a little bit off. And the problem is when you try to line up the left hand and line up the right hand, even if everything's just a little off, it makes the whole thing kind of saggy and kind of sway, and your brain won't be able to click onto exactly where the notes match up. So first things first, get both hands rock solid, hands separate. By the way, if you don't have one of these, it's a metronome. You can get one on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Or there's also an iPhone app for it, though I'll highly suggest getting an actual metronome so you aren't distracted by your phone when you practice. All right, moving on. Step 1, get hands rock solid, hands separate. All right, now on to step 2. Now step 2, before we try to right away actually play hands together, because a lot of times for beginners, that's going to be really challenging. So what we want to do now is isolate the rhythm. We want to forget about the melody, forget about the notes, and just, can we do the rhythm? And how we do that is we just tap the rhythm. So instead of playing the notes, we do hands together and we tap the rhythm. Now, normally I'd tap on my legs, but I don't think you can see it with the camera angle, so I'll just tap right here. So for example, 2.1, it would go like this. Now, of course, if you can't even tap the rhythm, there's no way you're going to be able to play the rhythm, because now you have to worry about the melody and the rhythm at the same time. So make sure you can tap the rhythm before you start playing the rhythm. By the way, when you tap the rhythm, start off at a nice, slow, easy pace. Don't worry about getting it super fast. All right, so now we got the first 2 steps, right? First, get hands separate, rock solid. Second, tap the rhythm out with both hands. All right, step 3. Once you have those 2 steps accomplished, we're going to work on step 3, which is what's called the added note strategy. Now, here's another thing people run into. So a lot of times they might get past the first 2 steps and they try to put the whole song or the whole example together. Maybe this 2 measure long example is a lot of times too much to do right away. So we use what's called the added note strategy. So what we do is start with just the first 2 notes, right? So it's just this. And you practice that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now that is pretty drilled in. I mean, it's pretty easy. But now the next step is we simply add 1 more note. So we add this next note of the example. So it just sounds like this. Right? You practice that 4 times, then you add the next note. So it sounds like this. Boom, practice that 4 times, and so on until you've played the entire example. Now, the huge benefit to this is you're not trying to learn the whole thing at once, which can be very overwhelming and hard to wrap your mind around if you're a beginner. But if you're only adding 1 more note every time, it's very simple. And then you get a lot of practice with the beginning part of the section, and you're simply adding 1 more note. All right, so that's the next step. Now, this is the 4th step, and you go back to the metronome, and basically we're gonna try to speed up our example, because now we can play it slow, but we can't necessarily play it at full speed. Now, if you wanna know what speed to play it at, now if you have a song, you can figure out exactly how fast the song should go. But for these examples, we're gonna go to the Hands Together Domination Ultimate Goal Sheet. And we'll talk more about this in a little bit, but basically you wanna look up your exercise. So this is exercise 2.1. So as you can see, exercise 2.1 is by level 2 of the sheet music. And you see there's 3 tempos. There's this bronze tempo, which is 50 beats per minute. Then there's a silver tempo, which is 80 beats per minute. And then a gold tempo, which is 120 beats per minute. So basically, our goal at first is to get it just to 50 beats per minute. Once that's good, then our next kind of level of goal is to get it to 80, then 120. And a good reason to have 3 goals is you can set that 50 beats per minute, which is a lot easier to hit right at the beginning. And then you have the 120, which is so you can still push towards a further goal. But if you only set 1 goal at 120, it might take you a week to get your example up to there, and it's hard to stay motivated. But if you have 3 separate goals, now you have 3 things to cross off your goal sheet and help you stay motivated. All right, so all you have to do is set your metronome. And actually what you want to do first is you want to try to get hands separate above 50, right? Because if you can only play hands separate at 50 beats per minute, once you add hands together, now your brain has a whole nother layer of things to focus on, getting the hands coordination, right hand and left hand, correct. So it's going to be harder on hands together, so we need to slow it down for hands together. So you really want to get hands separate at about maybe 58 beats per minute. And then once that's accomplished, slow it down to
So it seems like I need that thing. I'm just gonna do a quick Amazon search. Metro. No. For piano. Oh, it's for different things. Let's see. Let's just do the bestseller. I don't know. I just add it on the card for now. What's that? Interesting. That's the only thing I see. Bestseller. Do 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 do. Oh, yeah. We're done with this. Close this. This is so fun, you guys. It's like totally like a new thing to me. Here. I was watching that.
50 beats per minute and try to get hands together. So it sounds something like this. And then once you can get it to 50 beats per minute, you simply slowly notch up your metronome a little bit more. So now maybe try 58 beats per minute. And you keep increasing your metronome until you hit what I call your max tempo. Now your max tempo is where you just start to make mistakes. Right at a very slow tempo, you can play it perfectly, but as you ramp it up, eventually you're gonna hit a tempo that's too difficult and you're gonna make some mistakes. Once you hit that tempo, that's your max tempo for the day. You wanna try for 4 more repetitions to get that max tempo hit and really focus on it. And if you can't get it, then go back to a slow tempo and make sure you play it 4 more times at a slow tempo. That's because we want to end our practice session drilling in correct accuracy, even if it's at a slow tempo, so our brain, it remembers the correct notes and doesn't remember the incorrect notes. All right, so that's basically how it works. So let's just recap the whole process quick. So you go to your exercise. Step 1 is you get hands separate rock solid. Remember, rock solid means with the metronome and it's not wavy. It's very rigid and on the beat. Step 2 is you tap the rhythm out with hands together. By the way, if tapping is too hard, you can still use your metronome and pick a very slow tempo to tap at and then gradually speed up your tapping. So step 2 is tap. Step 3, the add-in note strategy. Remember, that's when you start with just the first 2 notes. You play it 4 times. Then the first 3 notes, you play it 4 times. Then the first 4 notes, you play it 4 times, all the way to the end. Step 4 is the metronome ramp up, where you start at a slow tempo, start playing hands together, and gradually ramp up your tempo until you hit your max tempo, and then go back down to a slow tempo for an extra 4 repetitions. Now, this hands together, it's not something that you're gonna get overnight, right? Even if you follow this process exactly, you might get your max tempo to, I don't know, 60 beats per minute on your first day. So you might be able to cross off that bronze tempo of 50 beats per minute, but it might take you multiple days of practice before you get to that gold tempo of 120. So don't get discouraged if you can't, get it on your first day, on your first try. Of course, like anything else, it's going to take time. All right, so now let's go back over to this goal sheet. Now, if you notice the goal sheet, there's actually 80 different exercises, everywhere from exercise 1.1 all the way to exercise 10.8, a total of 80 exercises. Now, these are in the premium Hands Together Domination course, and you don't necessarily, need that course. But if you're the type of person who just says, okay, I just want to take care of the hands together coordination forever. I just want to own this area of my piano skills, so I never have.
Basically, he wants to sell his course, which is fine. He's giving free information. He also said we don't need to get it. I would probably not get it because I'm still learning the free stuff. But I'm tempted, but I just have other things to do, so I should not focus my energy and money on this right now. Although I could probably find some hands together coordination worksheet somewhere else and just do that instead. So that's the other option then. I think that's pretty much all of this. I assume it's just selling his course. So I'm not even gonna bother with these. Let's just move forward, but I understand what he's saying. I did learn a lot about just doing. I might get that what do you call it? Metronome, and I should write that down. What did he write? Where's the 4 steps? Where's that 4 steps? List. Not this. Here. I need to copy paste this. Kind of like this. I might forget this later. I want to put it in a spreadsheet somewhere, but for now I'm going to put it in Cortex. A note. So my notes. It's stuck in my head. Okay, let's see. What do I have here? My to-do list. No, I'm not doing this either. Where should I put it? My old thoughts? Maybe 2.0. is done. My piano. That piano. There you go. Oi. And better coordination. I wonder if there's any exercises I can just get. You know, I bet you can find it in this one. No, home to home. Is there a search bar? No. Do you have any hands together coordination piano exercises you can apply? Okay. Give me a dang worksheet. Please provide a worksheet. Not just that. Actually, give me the worksheet so I can print it out. So I could, I just find something on the AI. So what they got there? Oh. Play C, D, E, F, G with both hands using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, then reverse. Try another. Start both hands on middle C. Okay. R. What's RH mean? Move up. I'm getting hungry now. I didn't eat dinner. She's probably gonna skip it. Just have a 1 meal a day today. Quarter call. Okay. This is good to know. Let me see. What does that mean? Move this. Right hand moves this. Left hand moves that way. Then reverse. Okay. Play both hands. The other one's quarter notes. C, 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 C. Some stuff I don't understand. That the terms like major, chord, and half notes. Why can't no half notes? Okay, got it. Next, let's see what else. Should I start playing? So I'm kind of done with this for now. I don't want to go through this stuff. Playing step by step. Make sure your play has separate solid, not okay, not pretty good, solid. Oh, here are the notes. Let me copy this down into my piano lesson thing. There you go. This one I don't need. Okay, in a real song. Okay, I'm going to demo how I learned an actual song using the same you can apply. Should I watch this?
What's up, guys? I'm
5 minutes. Okay,
Zach Evans, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to develop left and right hand independence. A lot of you guys have been emailing me that you can do the left hand perfectly, you can do the right hand perfectly of a song, but when you try to put them together, your brain gets all messed up and you can't seem to develop that independence between the hands. So today I'm going to give you 3 separate tips, and if you follow these 3 tips, you should be able to play anything hands together. All right, and for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be playing the song All of Me by John Legend because it has like a syncopated left hand pattern that might be difficult to play with the right hand. So the left hand's gonna sound like this. And the right hand's gonna be something like this. Okay, now we're gonna work on trying to get these two perfectly together. Step 1, make sure you can play both hands separately flawlessly. And when I mean flawlessly, not sloppy at all. So if I'm playing the left hand for this, it's not you want to get it flawless so it's then you want to practice the right hand, same thing. And a little quick tip, when you're playing the left hand, put your right hand on the piano. A lot of people, they'll put it by their side, they might put it on their lap, but it's easier for your brain to kind of recognize, hey, my right hand could be playing something right now while my left hand is playing. So whenever you practice hands separate, make sure you have both hands on the piano. So that's the first step. Make sure you have each hand solid. A lot of people don't. They have it kind of solid, but it's a little sloppy. And if each hand is a little bit sloppy when you try to put them together, it's not going to match up and it's going to freak you out. So that's step 1. All right, on to step 2. So now that you can play right hand and left hand flawlessly, perfectly, we want to work on getting hands together, getting the rhythm solid before we even think about adding the melody. Because if you can't do the rhythm by itself, there's no way you're going to be able to add the melody. So to develop this, we tap the rhythm with our hands. We don't worry about the melody. All we focus on is the rhythm. So for this song, it would sound something like this. And if you can't get the rhythm on the first try like that, start doing left hand alone, just the rhythm, right hand alone, just the rhythm, just to get used to kind of tapping on your leg. It shouldn't take that long to get that down, and then try to get them together. And once you can get the rhythm solid, now the rhythm's in your brain, and all you have to focus on is the melody. So that's step 2 is rhythm. Now on to step 3. Now step 3 is taking very small sections of the song and then adding notes to those sections. So what you do is start at the first note of the song, so it's going to sound like this. That's easy, right? It's just one note. Now do the first 2 notes. That's easy too. Now the first 3 notes. Now the first 4 notes. Now the first 5 notes. First 6 notes. And you keep progressing like that until you hit a tough spot. And what I realize about playing hands together is a lot of times there's just a series of like 4 or 5 notes that's really hard. It's not the whole thing is hard. There's just a couple notes in there that really mess you up, and it messes you up for the rest of the song. So if you can drill in those 5 notes, 4 or 5 notes really well, then it's going to make the whole thing easy. So you do that, the added rhythm or the added notes, until you find that spot that's kind of hard and challenging for you. And then you take that really slow and just drill it in. And drill it in and drill it in. And once you get that down, you'll be able to go from the beginning and play the whole thing hands together. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Really hope that helped you guys improve your hand independence. If you guys have any other requests that you want me to do tutorials on, feel free to either message me in the comments below.
Okay, so that's cool. But I just basically need to work on my memorizing, I guess, or reading the notes. Let's see, this is from learning hands. It's proven there's more than that. The hands are in chords, they're on 80 size. So how much is this one? Just curious. Now that I'm gonna get it, I just want to know. I like how he breaks it down because different people have different issues, and also like we don't spend money on everything. But curious at the cost. Just I see. Interesting. So it's actually $25, right? Because 50%. Oh, it's already 50%. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Okay, close it. Nice. Okay. If you don't want that purchase for this first side, try to get them to gold. So this just this another process. What does sight reading mean? Okay, I might need to see if that's actually the next thing on the list. I got this. Oh, okay. These Oh, this is set up here. Oh, okay, so this is only the thing that's free. It's these things. Okay, cool. Okay, so basically today I'm just gonna go over these. I learned a lot already. I'm gonna implement that tomorrow most likely. I just want to find out everything that I need to understand about this piano and his course, like sight reading process, whatever that is. Play by ear, kind of understand that. But let's see. So sight reading can be a tough skill to learn. Well, it's actually not just one skill, it's three separate skills that accumulate to one skill. But guess what? What is that? You may not even have to learn sight read. Depending on what kind of music you enjoy, you may be better off just playing by ear. That's what the first video is on. Next, if you decide sight reading is for you, the next video on my three step, which isolate each of the sight reading sub skills so you can dominate them individually. Then you can put them together to become a sight reading master. I'm assuming this means when you read the book, the music book. After the third video on the best tool by far to learn sight reading. Oh, you should learn to sight read if you want to play classical or choir music. You like playing songs exactly how they're written. Ah, okay. You realize it to ears master. You should learn if you realize it to ears master. You're okay with playing only songs that have been notated. You should play by ear if you want to play. You like to improvise, compose. See, I don't even have the option to decide on this yet because I'm still new. You want to learn in 4 or so months. Oh, okay. So I should be playing by ear. You want to leave to learn any song, even if it's not notated. Oh, really? The 3-step sight reading method. What is here?
Hey, how's
11 minutes, 12 minutes. Hold on, let me see what else. Before you start to sight read your piece, first go through and determine the key signature time, repeated pattern, tap on any top rhythm. This was to train your mind to scan ahead. No stopping. Ah, okay. So this is just a reading, right? For the first run through, the only rule is is you can't stop. So make sure you don't stop. Play ridiculously slow. Speed, it doesn't matter, but accuracy does. On the second step, reading chords. Reading chords. Second run through each cushion, every note, every measure, say the name of the chord out loud before you play it. Now looking on the third, start to develop to feel the okay. So this is the thing that about reading. I think that's why it's so hard for me to get this count. Oh, okay, so here's a tool. Let me see this one first.
What's up, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about what I consider the single #1 best sight reading software on the market today. I wish there was something like this back when I was first learning to sight read, because I feel like I could have cut down on almost all the frustration and my, spinning the wheels and kind of stuck feeling I was having in sight reading, and learned it like way faster if I would have had access to something like this. And the reason this is so critical, and I'm going to go really in depth into the software in a bit, but I just want to say, like, this is the first software I found that systematized sight reading, so you learn it systematically instead of just kind of randomly reaching for examples. And after that, I'm also going to talk about how to develop a sight reading long-term workout plan that you do daily to systematically go through each key and improve your sight reading until you're just at a master sight reading level. So this software, basically the way you want to think about it is there's a term in psychology called the zone of optimal development, right? And basically the concept is, okay, there's stuff inside your circle. This is stuff that you already know, you can already sight read easily. And then there's stuff outside your circle that you can't sight read yet. And the farther outside your circle, the harder it is. The problem is, what I used to do, I used to just kind of print out random sheet music and then try to sight read it. The problem is, a lot of the sheet music I was printing out was either way too easy or way too hard. So I'd either be in my optimal circle and it's really easy so it's not doing anything, or to be so far outside my optimal circle that it's too challenging and it just got really frustrating and I never got the hang of it. So basically, you want to think about like weightlifting, right? If you can lift 50 pounds right now, you want to lift like 55 pounds or 60 pounds to get stronger, a little more than you're doing now. If you take 5-pound dumbbells and you're curling them, it's not going to help you because it's way too easy. It's not challenging you. And at the same time, if you take a 100-pound dumbbell and you can't even lift it, that's not helping you because you can't even lift the weight, so it's not going to strengthen your muscles. Same thing with sight reading. You want to get something that's just a little bit higher than what you can do now. That's how you make the fastest progress. All right, so let's go into this actual system on this software. So basically, what happens when you go into settings, you can first pick the...
Okay, I got the idea what sight reading is. And now I just want to find out this thing. If I really want it, how much does it cost? Oh, yearly subscription is $45. That's not bad, right? I just know if I really... But what he said about this is it's gonna take a long time to master, which is okay, actually. That'd be nice to know how to read. Okay, so where do you go from here? If you decide sight reading is for you, find a sight reading course program, start at that. Dedicate 5-10 minutes. Okay, if you decide to play by ear, there are a couple of other lessons in this course. You can check them out in the ear training section if you want to start. Okay, remember you're within your 7 days. Go through the link on the to get your 50% off discount. This is the last of the beginner's lesson, but rest assured, if you're a beginner, you get lots of. Okay, I learned so much today just from this. I want to know what these stuff are here. Not beginner anymore. Technique overview. Captivate. Oh, okay. So this is more of his courses, but more of introduction of his courses. So we can decide like which one do we want. See what this is. Technique overview. People often ask me what's important skill to learn. The answer is always the same. Building the rock solid technique. What's this? I need this. Yeah. Your fingers feel smooth and confident on your keys instead of sloppy. That's pretty much what's going on now. Sloppy and uncoordinated. That way you're learning to play expressively. You're studying music theory, learning to play by ear, you're focusing on that skill instead of worrying about your finger mechanics. Okay, yeah, okay. So in this lesson we'll show exactly why you need this technique and how to get it. Okay. You guys, he's probably making a fortune with this kind of. This is it seems like a really good course, and he explains it really well. And I'm learning a lot from this more than Simply Piano. And actually, Simply Piano is $30 a month. And well, I did learn a few things. I need to see if his course is any good. Like, is it gonna give me like how is it gonna teach me? But I do enjoy Simply Piano, and I think I already paid for the month, so I might as well use it all. And then I might consider maybe this thing, but let's see. His Piano University course. How to get rock solid technique. How long is this? 4 minutes. Okay, let's watch this.
Hey, how's it going? And welcome to this lesson on technique fundamentals. Now, a lot of people ask me, Zach, what's the number one thing I should be learning as a beginner on piano? You know, should I be learning music theory? Should I be learning to play by ear, to sight read? I always tell them the number one thing you have to learn is basic fundamental technique, because once you have technique, it makes everything else easier. Technique is what, if you have problems like your hands feel sloppy or they feel uncoordinated, or your pinky and your fourth finger feel weak and it's hard to move between them, that means you have to work on your technique, and you have to build finger strength, finger dexterity, coordination, and stuff like that. All right, how do we learn technique fundamentals? Now, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to learn this stuff. And I used to learn it the wrong way. I used to kind of just like, you know, today I'll do some scales, maybe I'll run some arpeggios, and that's not the way you want to do it. I always think of it like sports, and sports has taught me so much about playing piano. Let's take the example of a football team, right? Now, a football team, when they have practice, it's not just oh, they go to the football field for 3 hours and they just play football for 3 hours. No, they divide their practice session up and they isolate different parts of football that's going to make them successful, right? So, for example, football players need strength, they need skills, they need coordination and teamwork. So, what they'll do is maybe the first half hour is devoted to strength. So, they'll go to the weight room and they'll lift weights because that's the fastest way to build strength is weightlifting. Then maybe the next part of their practice session, they'll build skills. So the receivers will go and they'll just catch passes, and not with the entire team. They'll just catch pass after pass after pass, and they'll do different drills. They might practice catching one-handed. They might catch tennis balls to improve their reflexes. And then, the third part of the practice session, they're practicing teamwork and coming together and coordinating as a team. So they might run through all their plays and they run through every play over and over and over because that's the fastest way to learn it. Well, guess what? There's the exact same thing with piano, except for some reason in piano, nobody talks about it. And everybody tries to learn the slow way of just, yep, I'm practicing for 30 minutes today. But the right way to do it is to break down your practice session and isolate different sections. So for example, one thing you need is finger strength. Well, there's a certain drill I call the finger gauntlet that is specifically designed to help finger strength. So you do that for like 3 minutes and you work on your finger strength every day for 3 minutes at the start of your practice session. Then there's finger coordination. So you do scales and you do scales for 3 minutes a day. And there's a series of drills that you want to do every day. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes and you just do it every single day like brushing your teeth. And in no time, you'll have awesome finger strength, finger dexterity. Your hands won't feel sloppy anymore. They'll feel at home on the keyboard. There's a really cool feeling. I like to call it the snap effect, where it literally feels like your fingers snap to the correct note. And I don't know how to explain it, but once you get to that level of technique, you'll just feel it. So in this section of the course, I'm going to teach you a couple of my favorite drills to learn on piano. And I'm going to teach you not only the drill itself and the notes to play, but I'm going to teach you the way you should be playing it, the different techniques you should be using as you're playing the drill. Now, if you like this section of the course, I also have a premium section called my Technique Mastery course. And it not only gives you a couple of drills, it gives you all the drills that I use, and it gives you the entire training plan and the systematic way of moving up within the drills and continuing to improve your technique week by week. And it comes with a beginner's course, and once you finish the beginner's course, then you move on to the advanced course and you just keep ramping up your technique. It also comes bundled with a Project Captivate course, which gives you all the flashy moves and the cool arpeggio runs and glissandos and
Okay, this sounds cool. I probably need this. I need this. Hold on, when I start going through some of the next lessons, make sure you follow it exactly. It's just not enough to just practice. You have to practice them correctly. But I know you will because if you're taking this course, you surely have an interest in this, okay? Let me see. Let's see if I can do this if there's any free things. Oh, that he's giving us this for free. It's good to know. Let me see that. Okay. And now we have this one. Oh, I don't know if I need this. Let me save this. Wait, no, I don't want to save this. I actually, let me save it real quick. Just to decide later. I'm gonna put it in a folder. Yeah. What? No. My eyes. the heck is scales? What does scale mean? Okay, I understand this part. Doing this stuff. I get it. But what is scale? Scales. In this video, we're going to go through learn the Jews best way. I know beginning of the visibility. It's a little dry. It's important. Okay. At the 7 minute, I teach you the quick dumb strategy. Oh, okay. Dominate your skills. What the heck is scales?
Hey, how's it going?
I don't know what the skill is. I'm done. Then all this information, free information. The complete training. Oh, that's this one here. How much does this one cost? Access to it? Let me see. Oh. That's this one. What do I really need as a beginner? This is let's see. Do this for 5 minutes a day? Yeah, I could totally do this. I should totally do this. Okay, this is a 10-minute video. Whoa. What's this 55-minute video on? What's this? Okay, if you got time for this. Oh no, this is advanced. I don't need to watch that. Should I watch this? Because I don't know what scale means. Okay, let me watch this.
And play. It's like, okay, I know. Hey, how's it going? And welcome to this next piano lesson. We're going to be talking about scales. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Oh no, not scales. Scales are the trying, most boring exercise. And I'm going to show you how they can be fun, how they can be exciting, and how you can learn them fast. So first, I'm going to talk about a couple concepts on how to learn scales. And then we're going to go into a couple specific practice strategies that help you learn scales much faster and much better. All right, so the first thing you want to do is make a scale sheet. And this is huge when it comes to motivation. And what it is just a sheet that has all the letter names of the keys you want to learn going down. And then all you do is once you learn the scale at a certain BPM, and that's beats per minute, then you just cross it off. And once you have all the scales crossed off, then it's like, okay, I know all these scales, my technique is way better. All right, so rule number 1 for scales is use the correct fingering. This is huge and so important. And I know when I first started learning scales, what I do is I just kind of, oh, this seems like it's right. And I'd learn the wrong fingering. And then the problem is that fingering might work at a slow tempo. But once you play a fast tempo, all of a sudden the fingering doesn't work anymore because it's too awkward. So you want to learn the correct fingering right away. Otherwise, you're going to have to go back, unlearn the first fingering, and learn the second one. And I'm telling you, it's way harder because what'll happen is your fingers will naturally want to snap to the old fingering you've been playing. And that happened to me, and I had to go unlearn it and relearn the new way. So you always want to use the correct fingering. And if you don't know the correct fingering, it's no big deal because I have a PDF download and it has all the correct fingerings to every single scale. So you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry if you're using the right one. You just download it and use that fingering. So basically, before you start a scale, you're going to have to take out that scale sheet and practice with it in front of you. And the first day, you're going to be looking at it a lot. You know, all the time you're drilling, am I using the right fingering? Am I using the right fingering? Then the second day, you know, maybe every so often, maybe you're like, I think that's right. And maybe there's a couple notes where you'll have to check the chart for. Then by the 4th and 5th day, it's like every so often you'll be like, I'm pretty sure it's 4th finger. And then you'll look at the chart and be like, yep, it's 4th finger. And you'll, drill it into your brain. And how it works is you basically take one scale a week. Don't try to learn all the scales at once. It's stressful and there's no point to it. You know, you don't have to learn them all at once. It's easier to just drill in one really well a week. And I'll have more about that when I talk about the complete training plan and the complete daily. Sorry, my card just went out on my camera, so I had to replace it. But anyway, that's going to be in one of the later videos where I'm going to show you the complete training routine and day by day, week by week, what you should be doing. So don't worry about it too much right now. Just worry about how to play the scales fast and efficiently. And the second rule is whenever you play scales, accuracy over speed. And this isn't just for scales, this is for everything, but it's the biggest mistake beginners make. And it's a mistake, to be honest, I still make it all the time because I know.
This is what Phil's mom told me. Like, she was trying to teach me the scale. She was like telling me the fingers, the fingering or whatever. 1, 2, 3, and then I'm supposed to flip to number four with the thumb, and I was doing it fast because that's what she was doing. So I was, I don't know. And she's like, no, you don't have to do it fast. Just take your time. Just do it correct. So he's saying the same thing.
Stuff sounds cooler when it's fast, right? You wanna try to play it at full speed right away. And the problem is, whenever you play something, your muscles learn it, whatever you play. So if you're trying to play fast and you're playing the wrong notes, your muscles they don't know the difference. So your muscle memory is learning all the wrong notes. So it's really, really important to play at a slow enough tempo where you're always playing the correct notes. So try to resist the temptation and always play accurately. And that's not just for scales, it's for any piece. In my book, Supercharge Your Piano Practice, I have the 3 golden rules to efficient piano practice. And that's number 1 is accuracy before speed. So you want to make sure you're doing that whenever you're playing scales. All right, now we're going to be talking about 2 specific strategies to learning scales fast and efficiently: the added note strategy and the quick thumb strategy. So I'm going to bring the camera in and give you a nice close-up on my hand for these. All right, here we are at the keyboard. Let's talk about some scale practice strategies. Now, how a lot of people practice scales wrong is they just sit there and they just run through their scales. They practice them over and over, and you can learn them that way, but it'll take a super long time. So there's 2 main practice strategies you want to use. First one is called the added note strategy. It makes it way easier to learn and memorize scales. Basically what it does is breaks the scale down into small little chunks, so then once you learn all the chunks, the whole scale itself becomes very easy. So let's say we're taking a C major scale. So we're starting on the note C. It's going to look like this at the end. So when you start on the note C, it's called the added note strategy. So you start with something very simple, just 2 notes at a time, right? So just C and D. And you play that 4 times. And notice I'm using the over-under wrist motion when I'm doing this. That's super important to just keep in mind all the time. So now the next step is play the first 3 notes. Now the first 4 notes. Now the first 5 notes. And you keep going until you get all the way up the scale. And what I realized is this makes it way easier to learn because by the time you get to A or B, the first 3 notes are like drilled in. And by the time you get to C, the first 4 notes are drilled in. And it's an easy way to step it up incrementally so you don't play through the whole thing, make mistakes. It's also easier to learn with your scale sheet because you look at your scale sheet, you're like, here's the first fingering, 1, 2, 3. And then you look, oh, here's 1, 2, 3, 1. And it's an easy way to memorize scales. So you do that with your right hand, and then you do it with your left hand, the same thing, so. And all the way up the scale. And now you're gonna go down the scale. So now you start with this C up here and play just the first 2 notes and do it 4 times. Then you do the first 3. Then first 4. You do that all the way till you get to the bottom of the scale. And by the time you do to the top and to the bottom, all of a sudden your scale will be that much more drilled into your muscle memory. All right, now the second strategy is the quick thumb strategy. And I will tell you that the hardest place in scales, especially for beginners, is this thumb crossover when you go. And you'll see so many beginners play this, and then they kind of pause and freak out. And then, this is easy. It's just 5 notes in a row. This is easy. Just 3 notes in a row. The hard part for a lot of people is this transition. And here's where most people make mistakes. They play these first 3 notes, and they don't move their thumb. And now it's like, oh crap, my thumb's all the way over here. I got to move it all the way over here. And it's a big jump for your thumb. So to combat this, you want to start moving your thumb and getting used to moving your thumb as you're playing the second and the third finger. So how we practice this is the quick thumb strategy. It's actually kind of similar to the added note strategy, but what you want to do is play the first two notes, and as you press your second finger down, you want to move your thumb underneath, just like that, right? So it's, and I hope you guys can see that well enough. But basically, immediately when I'm pressing down the second finger, already my thumb's underneath, getting ready to hit that F. So you play the first two, 4 or 5 times, just focusing on that thumb movement. And it won't be that hard because you're only playing 2 notes, so it's easier to focus. Then you play the first 3. Then you play the first 4. Right? And what do you notice? After you play the third note, your thumb is already here. If I just take my third finger away, my thumb is already on this F. So now you don't have to worry about this crazy jump where it's, oh crap, and try to hit the F. You can just, and it's right there for you. And once you get to the thumb cross, you don't have to practice all the way up the scale because we already did the added note strategy for that. This is just about practicing that little thumb cross. And you do the same thing with your left hand, but obviously with your left hand, you're going down the scale, right? So it's, because that's with the thumb cross. There's no thumb cross going up the scale. So you do the same thing and you do. And you keep going down until you hit the thumb cross. And this is a really quick and easy way to get a faster thumb under transition and just to drill in that transition. Now, these are 2 of the practice strategies I talk about in my book, Lightning Fast Scales in 5 minutes a day. And
Well, I saw the book on Amazon. And I actually have a Kindle Unlimited, and it's free, or you can buy it for $5. Well, I'm gonna get it for free because I paid for this. Do I want it as a Kindle version? Yes, for now. Add to library. Yeah. Add to return. Who borrowed this book? What is this? Oh yeah, I was reading that. Oh, no, I don't need this. Not to buy it for fun. One thing. Okay. We're done. Nice. I'm learning so much today. That was just mostly theory, and like I'm getting the understanding. So that's what a scale is. So okay. And then I saw that's the scale and the advanced. I don't need advanced. Okay, we're done with this. What's all this stuff for? Oh, this is the advanced stuff, right? So I'm not even gonna go through this just yet. And we're gonna go to see this one. No, that was the scales. And this one is the rock solid. This one. Okay, watch this one. What the hell is this? I need this. It's the scale, so I watched it. Oh yeah. Okay, now I gotta watch this one.
hey, how you guys doing today? And welcome to another video piano lesson. In today's lesson, we're going to be talking about finger combinations and one of my favorite drills of all time, the finger gauntlet. And I just love the name of that drill. It just, it's the gauntlet. We're hitting it from all angles, and it's going to build a ton of finger strength, dexterity, flexibility. And for this one, I'm going to just bring the camera in right away and show you the close-up of my hands. All right, so let's talk a little bit about finger combinations, and it's kind of the concept to this whole gauntlet method and why it works. So if you take any melody, you can break it into 2-note chunks. So let's say my melody is like this. It's this random melody I made up, right? This melody, if we break it up into 2-note chunks, here's one chunk. Here's another chunk. Here's another chunk. And here's another chunk. To make up. So hypothetically, think about it. If you can play all these 2-note chunks, you can play the whole thing because all you're doing is stringing together the 2-note chunks. So the concept behind the finger gauntlet is let's take every combination of fingerings and practice them so that when you're in a piece and you have a certain, maybe your piece is, you'll already have practiced in the finger gauntlet and you'll already have practiced. So all those 2-note finger combinations are already drilled into your muscle memory. So it makes it really easy to play basically anything. You just have to learn, what combinations go after each other, but the muscle memory is there. So here's what the finger gauntlet is. We're going to take every combination. So we're going to start with our thumb combinations, right? So, and if you don't know the fingers numbers, your thumb is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I say 5th finger, this is your 5th finger, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So for our first finger or thumb, here's all the finger combinations. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, right? So here's the finger gauntlet drill. You go like this. And notice I'm using the over-under wrist motion, even though it's only 2 notes, right? If you still want to use this, trust me, it just makes it like way easier to play. So anyway, that's the first part of the gauntlet. Now the second part, you start with your second finger. So we're going to do the finger combinations 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 1. And then 3 is going to look like this. Four is going to look like this. And 5 is going to look like this. Sorry, I messed that one up. Let me do it again. Anyway, you get the idea. You start on the finger, and then we're working through every single other finger combined with it. So how you want to practice this is the rhythm strategy, which I'm telling you guys, this is like the holy grail of practice strategies. If you guys don't learn anything else in this entire course, please use this strategy because it works like magic. I wish I would have known this when I was starting out. I didn't learn this till college. But how it works is you basically play your passage in different rhythms. So the first rhythm is long, short, long, short, long. So if I was playing this, it would be, for the first finger, long, short, 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 long. So that would be the first combination. And then the second rhythm is short, long, short, long, short, long. So it's just the reverse of the first combination. So it sounds like this. And then the third one is long, short, 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 long, short, 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 long. So it sounds like this. And then the fourth one is short, 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 long, short, 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 long. And the reason this works is because it kind of takes whatever you're playing and hits it from a bunch of different angles, right? I like to think of it as like the P90X of piano. And if you guys know P90X, it's like muscle confusion. We're going to hit each muscle with all these crazy, weird push-up exercises, and it hits it from every angle. And then you go back to the normal one where it's just... And it's like super easy because you played it with all these weird rhythms, and the normal one is super easy. So how you run through it is you just do it one time each rhythm, right? So I do my long, short, long, then do all the other 4 rhythms, and then at the end go back and just play it normally. Then move on to your left hand, do the same thing. And then you want to, once you have both hands separate good, eventually you want to get to the point where you're playing them together. So. One more thing to think about when you do the finger gauntlet, I like to play loud. And by loud, really focus on finger independence. And what that means is really focus on, you contract this muscle of the finger and you bring it down. And this is great for building finger strength. And so don't, just kind of, but really, and focus on the lever of each finger hitting the note. And I mean, don't play so loud where you're straining yourself and you're getting injured, but play loud to the point where you really want to focus on drilling in that technique and drilling in that muscle memory. All right, that's all I got for you guys for this lesson. Remember, put this into your practicing right away, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Happy practicing.
Okay, I'm confused with something here. This one is there's only 4. Where's the 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it my eyes? And this one is slightly different. That's why I printed this one out. Anyway, so eyes. Okay. So if you want to print off this exercise, click here. Okay, every melody can be broken down by into 2 note chunks. Practice using the 4 different rhythm. Go through each finger combination 1 time. Okay, now focus. Oh yeah, okay, said all that. Add this drill to your daily warm up. Yep. Okay, remember. You start with the beginner section, then you graduate, and then you move on to the advanced. Oh, and right now it comes bundled with blah 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 blah. Okay. What's next? Let's see. Right now I'm just going overview. That's why I don't mean to be disrespectful to the course. Just scanning through still. So what I did just now, okay, advanced technique training plan. I want you to okay, pick 1 key a week to practice. Eyes. What's this about? Let me see this. I don't understand this. I just have to watch the video. Where to go from here? This is ultimate technique training plan. When all the boxes are crossed off on your goal sheet, you can say I'm done. Okay, everything. This is course. A lot of his stuff is just basically gearing us towards to buy the course, which is fine. Like I keep saying, it's fine. This is the kind of thing that I would love to have, to be able to come up with something like this, where it's teaching somebody something very valuable and getting paid for it, and nothing's wrong with that. Imagine like I just go hire someone to teach me. What's the difference? When he's creating this for anyone to have access to anytime. Passive income as well. Of course, he did all the work up front, and now it's all passive for him for this program. I'm sure he's doing other things, and maybe YouTube. I think he's worked on. He has YouTube videos too as well. And that was how I found him. So YouTube is actually marketing. What's next after this? Is this too much right now? I just want to know. Okay, what's this? I'm not gonna. That's my favorite part. What is this? I don't think I need to know this stuff just yet. So yeah, I'm not gonna watch this right now. Into what else he's got here. What? Okay, week here. Estimate time to learn 1 to 4 weeks, 10 minutes a day. Oh, this is for the best left hand pattern. I almost didn't want to give this away. It's my secret sauce. What are you playing with your left hand? I have over 100 videos. A lot of people think I make up different left hand part of each song, but I really don't have 5 main patterns I use. Oh yeah, this is a thing that I printed out this a long time ago. I think. It's gone. Print that out now. Wasting paper. Okay. Well.
What's up, guys?
7 minutes. It's this stuff. And I don't want to do that right now. I need to learn my techniques and everything first. So the pattern can be used in almost any song. Give a distinct sound. Make sure you use pattern. This is cool. Okay, cool. And is that it? Let's see. We're here, right? Okay. So this stuff is too much right now. So he does give a lot of free information. I'm learning so much. Play by ear. Okay, the first 3 notes. Bonus. What's bonus? Let's see. Okay, this is a session where you'll get all your 50% off discount links. Screw the other links in below. Oh, okay. You'll only have access to this page for the first 7 days you're signed up. I'm not even logged in. Am I? I don't know. Did I sign up for this? Well, I guess I have to use a different email later then in that case. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, so that's fine. You want to learn everything I personally suggest going through the course in the order above. Okay, yeah. I already saw this stuff. Basically, do this first. Super simple piano. Let me see this real quick again. The cost of this. No. How much is this again? Just to know. Well, I don't know how much it costs. Oh. So it's $1,000? Because this is 50% off. Anyway. Okay. Sounds good. So all of this is where you sign up. Same thing, right? This TED. I did a TED talk. What to learn in 20 days. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, yep. That's why it's $500. Oh, because 50% off that. Yeah. I don't need this yet. I think I will learn this for now. And we shall go with that. Yeah, okay. I got it. Understand. Okay. So now what's my action plan? Learn the names of the notes. I understand it now. I still need to memorize these 1, 2 notes. Like, how do you memorize that? He didn't teach me that. How do you memorize it? And I'm assuming it's in the beginner, which I can't get to. Yeah, watch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sight reading. This is what I need, because this is the thing that I wanted to learn. So actually, let me watch this real quick.
What's up, everybody?
and then I might just end it here. I'm gonna go shower after this.
Today I want to talk to you about what I consider the single number one best sight reading software on the market today. I wish there were, you're just at a master sight reading level. So this software, basically the way you want to think about it is there's a term in psychology called the zone of optimal sight read. Yet he's so far outside my optimal circle. Right now, you want to lift like 55 pounds or 60 pounds to get stronger, a little more than you're doing now. If you take 5-pound dumbbells and you're curling them, it's not going to help you because it's way too easy. It's not challenging you. And at the same time, if you take a 100-pound dumbbell and you can't even lift it, that's not helping you because you can't even lift the weight. So it's not going to strengthen your muscles. Same thing with sight reading. You want to get something that's just a little bit higher than what you can do now. That's how you make the fastest progress. All right. So let's go into this actual system on this software. So basically what happens when you go into settings, you can first pick the instrument. Obviously we're choosing piano. Then this is my favorite part. You can choose the level. And this is what I mean by systematically. So there's level a half, 1, and then through 8. And as you can see down here, if you're on level a half, the rhythms are very simple. Whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and dotted halves. That's it. And as you go up the levels, they slowly and systematically add in more and more rhythms. And same thing with, this is a big one too. Leaps are a lot of times the tricky part in sight reading. You know, in the first section, there's no leaps greater than the second. That means like a C to a D. So there's nothing, it's very easy. And as you get up, it slowly and gradually adds them on. So you don't have to be frustrated trying to do these large leaps when you're beginning at sight reading. But as you get more and more leaps down, it starts getting easier and easier. Now you can increase the gap of the leap you're trying to do. So it's very systematic. So let's say you're at a level 4 sight reading. So let's just press 4. Oh, the other thing it has hands separate versus hands together. So at first it's only hands separate, and then gradually it adds hands together in there too to make it a little harder. So let's say you're at a level 4, click level 4. Now in this mode, you can choose the number of measures. This is another thing I like about this because I remember trying to sight read and I would have these very long songs and I would get sometimes maybe 14, 15 measures in and I would start losing the sight reading, and I would get really frustrated because it's hard to get back on track. And I think it's much more efficient to take very small examples and just play a small example and then reset and then play another small example instead of going through super long examples that get you frustrated. And then once you get off, it's hard to get back on. So I like using a very small number of measures. And if you just press start, what happens, it just gives you an example at a level 4 difficulty. And this is super nice because you can play through this example and then another one. I always think to, what's that? There's some dude that makes rap beats. And have you heard on the radio where he's like, another one? And then it's before it goes into the song. Anyway, so you can get unlimited different examples. So you can play through one, get another one, get another one. And the nice part about this, oh, I forgot one more thing. Okay, go back to settings. One other thing you can do, you can choose time signature, right? Because as we're sight reading, the problem is sometimes it's too hard to learn okay, now this new song, it's in a different time signature, it's in a different key signature, and it has different notes in it, obviously. And it might be different rhythms and stuff. So you're trying to learn 4 things at once. Here you can say, okay, for this week, I'm going to stick to 4/4 key signatures, and I'm going to stick in C major, right? You can pick your key. So you can say, okay, this week 4/4 time signature, only in C major. So it makes it way easier to learn at the start, and then you can gradually add in more key signatures and time signatures. We're going to talk a lot more about that when we go over the long-term plan of how to learn sight reading. All right, so let's go to regular practice mode. So remember, you can do another one to keep doing more examples. Another cool thing that I really love is you can do the metronome here. A lot of problems with sight reading is people have trouble because they stop. And I used to have a lot of trouble with that, where I would stop even though in a real sight reading situation, you have to keep going even if you mess up. You know, if you're playing in a choir and you mess up, you can't just stop because people are still singing. You have to find your place and keep going. So you can literally put the metronome at, 60 a slow tempo hit start, and it'll actually play through with the metronome. It'll actually play the song too. I like turning it off, so if you press this music note, it turns off the music, so you just play with the metronome. I don't like having the music in there. It kind of just distracts me and it's pointless, so I just use the metronome. And then obviously, another thing you can do is start it very slow and then gradually ramp up the tempo. It's another way that it's systematically and incrementally putting you just outside of your comfort zone, just a little bit, so you're not frustrated, you're making progress, right? If it's way outside your comfort zone,
I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 2 hours. I really got my enjoyment of learning piano. This is fun. Now, do I need to do this? Because I saw on YouTube like a bunch of piano, like how to play piano. Piano, I don't know. Piano, sight reading. That was 8 years ago, seems like. Okay, or like how to play Pokemon piano, right? Let's see. So it'll come up with this type of stuff. So I'm supposed to know the letters. Oh, okay, and the numbers. So as long as I know both, too easy. Let me see the Jigglypuff sound now. Alright, I haven't learned this thing here. Is this like the major or the minor or the flat? Oh, I learned those. When do I get to learn those? But okay, now if I know the letters, then that would help me a lot. So I was supposed to train on that as well. Okay, that's how I will learn this part. Cool. Okay, so I kind of got the idea, like what I kind of got the idea what I need to work on. It would be awesome if I could come up with a lesson plan for myself, but I think I kind of get it. Like the scales, I got that book for free for Kindle, so I can use that, the scales exercise, and then every day I do this finger gauntlets, finger straightening exercise. I can do that. And then I work on the flashcards for the letters. And then every day I continue doing simply piano. And we're gonna go from there. Because this course is cool, but I just kind of curious if I could do that. Which I'm pretty sure because he's giving us a lot of the worksheet. So I could also print that out as well and then just put it over there on the piano. So anyway, I'm gonna start with this first. Maybe finish my 1 more month, I believe, of simply piano. And if that is not serving me too well, I might go with his course, possibly. We'll see. So I'm gonna end this here. This was an awesome night. I feel so much better. I got a lot done, and I also got to the time to enjoy learning something new. Bye.